Hi, and welcome to another painting episode with me, Cheri, and Brush Tips. So today we're going to be painting this more of like a mystical kind of painting here. This was originally painted by one of our artists. Her name is Abby. She's super awesome. And I was like, Abby, can I please paint this online or on air? And she said yes. So this is a painting by Abby. She uses this in our studio. So if you ever needed this painting or you wanted to learn it in person, definitely go to Abby. So let me show you our paint palette today. Our paint palette is super basic, easy colors. A turquoise, a red, a blue, a white, and a black. Super easy, okay? Our brushes, of course, our Big Daddy brush, and I can't stress enough. Everybody get as many brushes as you want, okay? I always like to do my background with a big wash brush. This is our Big Daddy one. And then I always have a endless amount of different size brushes. So we're gonna start off with this one, and then we'll probably use this little medium rounded brush here. And it's round edge. The edge is rounded. And then our little detail brush, okay? Little baby detail brush. We love these ones. It's a cute little baby one, okay? All right, drop your brushes in your cups. Let's start with the sky first. So I'm just gonna scoop up a little white, scoop up a little turquoise, and I'm gonna hit right up here and just start painting this. Now I'm painting on a gessoed canvas. This already had a painting on it, but we like to reuse our canvases so that we aren't using numerous ones. So we always have one that's already painted, and then we always have gessoed ones. So if you can see the gesso marks on some of mine, that's why. Let's add this to the water. Run it all the way across. In this, you're gonna scoop up a lot of paint for. This is a big canvas. Normally when I'm doing the show like this, I don't put it on big canvases just because it's easier for everyone to start out on little ones, but I thought, what the heck? It's already on a big canvas, let's do it. Just wetting my brush here to move the paint around a little bit. You hear it? Do you hear the brush hitting the canvas as I'm brushing it on there? I love it. I'm going to add some white to this, a big glob of white. And just run it across here. I want the sky to be a little bit lighter. Now we're going to come in with this dark, I like to use phthalo blue. Phthalo blue here. And just start painting the rest. And you're going to run it right into your turquoise. Not too far, but enough. Grab big scoops of it. Ooh, we even got some red in here too, so that's fun. When you come up across the blues and you're kind of mixing them a little bit, don't push so hard on your brush. If you just loosen up on your hand a little bit, it'll help pull some of that blue in lightly instead of real heavy. So see, you might need to have to go over it a couple times. Or you can wet your brush a little bit, touch your paper towel, and then just run it over it. And we want those colors to mix lightly. Don't forget to paint your side. I'm sure friends, that I've forgotten to paint my side. This one in particular, right here. Not all artists paint their sides, and that's okay. You don't have to. It's personal preference. I like to in case I'm not using a frame. Let's see. Let's add some blue to this water too. Okay. Grab a big scoop. See how I'm lightly going around the turquoise? We're even going to add some black in here too. Wet that brush again. Just run it over it, make it look a little bit more watered down. Hit the sides. Because I keep forgetting to hit the sides, I'm going to grab a little black, mix a little black into here. I'm not even rinsing my brush. There's no reason to in this situation because we want all these colors to blend together. I'm moving a little bit faster on this one because it is such a large canvas, but take your time. If you're painting at home with me, just take your time. You can always pause this show. You can come back and look at it a little bit later. Totally up to you. I just grabbed a little bit more turquoise so that I could blend it in. Let's add some black here. So there's a little shoreline here. Doesn't have to be perfect right now, but let's just throw this shoreline on so that you have a good stopping point for your water. Hit this side over here. I can't wait to put the red on. Don't forget your side. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot my side, I bet. Let's take a look. This is fun when I take a look and I see where I've missed. Look at all that. I missed all that. Wait till you see the side that I'm actually working on. Hit the bottom too while you're at it. I'll show you my side over here. So I do this all the time. Sometimes I just don't even paint my sides, and then my husband will come in and he'll be like, "Why aren't your sides painted?" And honestly, I just get a little bit lazy sometimes, and that's okay. You want to know why? Because we own it. We own our paintings, and nobody can come in and tell us that we're doing it wrong. So up here, I'll show you this side. I didn't paint this side, and look, I never even painted my top. Whoops. So we'll hit that again here soon. We are going to add, well, let's add some black up there, like on here. So let's just start filling this in with black. And then we can just paint our sides black over here. And then we can paint the top black and blend it in real softly to that blue. I'm going to show you how to bring that blue back in so that the black isn't sitting right on top of it, okay? So grab the blue, grab that blue, and just bring it right back on top of that black. Do you see how that did that? It looked like the black was taking over, and it was not, so. Just go ahead and hit this with all black. Oops. You can even take a little bit of blue, pull it over, like take a little bit of blue, pull it over to the black, take a little bit of black and mix it. Just make a darker blue. Grab some turquoise if you wanted to and throw some turquoise in there. And throw some turquoise up here, okay? Blend in some black over here. Remember, we're just going to take that blue again and bring it right back out on top. So grab that phthalo blue, pull it in over here. Okay. Super fun, super easy. I am going to grab some of this phthalo blue here, add another layer. We want no white showing on our canvas, okay? So add some phthalo blue into the water. Do it like this. Soft. Be super soft and quick. See how fast my arm is moving? I'm moving fast so that way I don't hit so much paint. If we're going over it really in one spot with a lot of wet paint, it just doesn't blend. Like, I mean, it blends too much and we don't want it to blend too much, okay? My paintbrush is pretty dry right now, so that's why I can hang out in one spot, move some things around. This is looking pretty good, pretty good. Let's add that red in. I love the red. Obviously, when you mix red with blue, it might not be obvious to people. It does make a little bit of purple. So you can pull it over here and just make a little bit of purple to start out with. And just throw some on here. Oops. Let me rinse that. I just grabbed the blue and not the red. That's okay though. I'm gonna rinse that off. I'm gonna grab this red and we're gonna put some in the water and some in the sky. Okay, blend it all the way over here. Now we're gonna have to come up with a horizon line here. I'm thinking it'll be right about here. So we have a lot of red right now on the horizon. So I'm gonna pull some more down into the water. Okay. If you wanted to, you can make it a little pink, and that's all right too. If you wanted to add some pink in. Now on here, the red is more over here. On mine, the red is this way because I'm at an angle here painting. So let's grab some turquoise, blend a little bit of turquoise in over here. Oh, look at, I just added that little bit of red. It pulled off my brush. Perfect. I'm digging it. I'm gonna let it dry a second. I'm actually gonna look at it straightforward because I feel like when I paint like that, my lines, you know what I tend to do? I tend to go up a little bit because I'm at an angle. So I just wanna make sure that my lines are okay. Maybe add a little bit more dark into the blue, and I'll reveal this in a second. I just like to clean it up a little bit when I'm trying to do a landscape. Perfect. So right now it should look like you just have a ton of scribbles all over your page, your canvas. All over your canvas, it should just look like a bunch of scribbles. Make sure you add this little horizon or this little line down here for your shoreline. And we'll add a little shoreline here. I'm going to take a little bit of white. I'm actually going to mix it with blue. On here it's just straight white, but I want to kind of feather this down, make it look like we've got a little land here. So I'm going to hit that with some white in a minute. This is like usually, this is kind of the opposite. Usually we do it with like a black silhouettes, and then, but we're adding that big white tree in. Usually it's just always black. So I'm going to hit this again with just a little bit of white for the horizon. See how I did that? It's just super quick, super fast. Just breaking up some of this land here, okay? Perfect. I'm going to clean that brush. I really don't need it right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that little round brush, not the circle round, but the round angled. So you see how it's just rounded right here. That's what I'm going to grab, okay? And we're going to make some trees. Super easy to make the trees. We're going to take some black. And right now I'm just going to add some shrubs, some little bushes here. And I'm just dabbing the paintbrush. I'm using more of the side. And we're going to go big here. You can add a little white hint to it so you can see it a little bit better. If you're more comfortable making a line, make a line and then hit each side. Trees aren't uniform. Sometimes branches fall. Sometimes the wind knocks them down. Sometimes they don't get filled in all the way. And that's okay. So either way, however you want to fill it, just fill it in. Then we can come in and highlight it in a little bit with some more white. Let's add a little baby shrubs here. Maybe some more shrubs here. I just want you to decorate this line, okay? Let's do a little thin line here. Let's hit the sides. We'll come back in with some black and darken these up. I just have them super light right now so you can see how I'm doing this. Okay. Abby's trees look a little bit nicer than mine. It's okay, I'm just teasing. All artists make things different, and that's okay. Now we're going to add some trees here, okay? Whoa, look how dark I made that. Just grab some more black and cover it up. Grab some more black. Hit those spots with that black. You can add some more shrubbery over here. And then what I want you to do is just start building up in the water, okay? So there's the tree line. If you're more comfortable, flip it around. Let's flip this around like this. If you're more comfortable doing it like that, go ahead and do that. Okay, you want it to be about the same size. You want it to be a little bit more messy. Same here, let it be a little bit more messy. It is the water, so it's okay if the reflection is kind of smeared out a little bit. You can even go like this and smear it a little bit, that's okay. And just keep building. Keep going, keep making trees and little shrubberies here. And again, you can smear it out. Just make sure that however many trees you put in over here, you want them to reflect into the water. All right. Hit that. Make sure that this is smeared out a little bit. Smear that out. Let's flip this back over. Let's play with these trees a little bit more on this side. Now you could use a fan brush for this too. Maybe I'll bring in a fan brush and teach everyone how to do that little technique here. Fan brushes are fun. You can also YouTube videos on how to use them. I don't know why I never use them. I think just because like as a kid when I used to paint, I never really used a fan brush. So I just automatically go to whatever brushes I have. I don't know, sometimes I'm a lazy painter too. It's funny because when I talk about it, I'm like, no, sometimes I really am. Like I don't want to go get a paper towel, so I'll use my apron. Or I hate washing brushes and cups. So often you will find a lot of brushes and cups. Dirty brushes and cups. I try, I want to. The thought is there. Okay. So I'm loving my trees right here. I don't want to make it look like a big hot mess, so I'm going to let this dry a little bit. I can come in and highlight it some. Let's start putting on our white tree. I'm going to rinse that brush off really, really good. I'm going to grab the white. And this actually has a little bit of gray in it, but I want you to first grab the white and put the white on, okay? So let's start here. We're going to go like this. Bring it all the way down. We don't want to make kindergarten trees. If you've seen some of the other shows, we don't want to make kindergarten trees. Kindergarten trees are rough. So you see how I'm just kind of flowing everything into it? We do trees that are more like cursive writing. Okay, everything is like cursive writing. This one has 2 branches, so this is our main trunk here, and then we'll pull another trunk off to the side. let's pull this trunk from here. Okay, bring it all the way over here. Soften up some of these lines here. Bring this down. Okay, see how I'm doing this? It's all like cursive writing. Okay, in the side of your tree, you don't want it to be perfectly straight. So don't feel like you have to make this a huge straight line. And my painting's still wet in the background, that's why it's pulling some blue, and that's okay. We want it to because we're going to add some blue to the tree anyway. So this just kind of eliminates it. I don't really have to add the blue. And remember, friends, gravity is real when it comes to trees. They actually just stay planted in the ground, and then everything grows up. It grows up towards the sun. It grows up to try to get nutrients. So a lot of times people will put a stick down that way, and I'm like, that's not how trees grow. So when you're doing trees, friends, make sure that you're pointing them all up. Everything is going up, okay? Trees don't ever grow down. I mean, I guess you could probably force it to grow down, but it's not real life. All right. So just slowly hit this like that. Do that same thing here. Just keep adding. Add it until you're happy with it. You know, if you feel like, okay, my tree's got too much on it, then don't add any more. If you feel like, well, I want more on my tree, add some more. You can even get a little tiny detail brush here too. We love our detail brush. This one is a little tiny angle brush, but that's all right. That'll work too. Add just a couple little flowies to this. Okay. Hit this guy, hit that guy. Let's add a couple here. It's growing out the side. I'm going to shade it a little bit with a little bit of black, and then I'm going to be done with this tree. I don't want to overdo it, but I just want to have the depth of the tree. And like I said, I pulled some paint from behind. So you can definitely pull some paint from behind. If your painting's dry, just grab a little bit of that paint, and then you can color your canvas, your tree. You can color your tree. Let's make this a little bit whiter here. Color your tree in with the colors that you prefer. You can even add a little red in there. Why not, right? Yep, this is looking good. Make sure you thicken them out. Perfect. Okay, next we get to add these little highlights here. Go ahead and just throw on a couple little stick trees through here. We're going to grab a little red, and I want you to just put some grass here. Okay. Just grow some grass up around here, throw some grass here. All I'm doing is just making like quick little squigglies, okay? So I'm barely touching my canvas. All right. Now the fun part is I want you to add some stars. So go ahead and grab your little tiny detail brush again, and let's just add some little stars. A dot and then a swoosh to make a shooting star. A dot and a swoosh. And then just to add the little stars on, you're just barely touching. If you feel like you can't control your touch, your lightness of your hand, you can always take the back of your brush, dip it in your paint, and then stamp it on. Okay, it'll make a perfectly little cute dot each time. And at any point you want to highlight some things, go ahead and just add some extra highlights in. You can go back over it with black if you needed to. Okay. And then friends, you know what comes next. You know what comes at the end of every one of our paintings is owning it, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to take a step back, look at your painting, say, yes, I love it, no, I don't. If you don't love it, go ahead and fix what you don't love, and then I want you to own it. So I'm going to take a little bit of white here, and my brush is super wet. It's holding a lot of water. We don't want to have it hold a lot of water. And I just want you to own your painting here. Go ahead and sign it. Put a little circle around your initials, and tell yourself what an amazing artist you are. So thank you for hanging out with us today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your painting this with me, and I will be painting with you soon.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.